Good evening, Rust Skin enjoyers. Hope you're all doing well. Yes, it's time for those abnormal buy orders and, of course, the price checks. We're going to go ahead and figure out what might be a good price to put down for all of these skins. Of course, we have 4 abnormal skins this week, that being the Garage Door, the No Mercy Crate. We also have the High Quality Metal Star and the Primitive Crate right there. So we're going to need to figure out the prices for those skins, and we'll be doing our buy orders for them. But also, don't forget, we also need to figure out the prices for all of the regular skins that will become marketable tomorrow when the next Rust Door rotates. Simple as. So, yeah, a lot of talking's about to take place, but it's probably going to be to your benefit. Alright, guys, so I've been talking with my chat for about an hour now, and this is something that I feel like we need to be aware of from here on now. I've mentioned it a few times already as well. Basically, we are seeing some pretty good numbers for this year so far. When you compare it to the previous year and the year before that, yeah, we're seeing good growth. We're seeing more people playing the game every year, basically. And with that steady, slow, but perfectly fine increase, we haven't even gone below 80,000 average players all for a single month so far this year. You will now need to expect and understand that we're going to have more people playing the game and also more people investing into the skins, buying the skins, using the skins, higher genuine demand and whatnot. So, yeah, we've had skins going all the way up to 50,000 sales this week. We've had 3 skins going over 40,000 sales this week. But from here on now, I think we're just going to have to accept that 40,000 sales is probably our new 30,000 sales, if that makes sense. Basically, I guess the goalpost, the measuring system has been shifted. More people are taking part in this now. 40,000 sales probably isn't a stupidly excessive amount of sales anymore, because we've got more people involved and more people playing the game, and as I said, more increased genuine demand. So yeah, with that, shall we get started talking about the likes of this shipping container garage door? So if you weren't fully aware, this week we did see the likes of the building shipping container building skin being introduced for the sheet metal, and well, a lot of people have been jumping in already and buying out the likes of container doors, didn't they? So let's just quickly go over to that. Container door. Sorry, my nose is just playing tricks with me. There we go. So the cheapest one of these right now is the Cobalt Container Double Door. That's selling at $14. All of these were bought out. People were prepared for the release of the shipping container building skin. And well, when we saw the likes of this appear, not too surprising. I fully expected it. But yeah, when we actually had it in front of us, I did sit here and say, I think that's probably going to sell a lot. Now we're sitting here and it's got 40,000 sales. So that's a lot. That is a lot. And, you know, very nice that this is abnormal, because, you know, we could probably approach this smartly. So the main positive thing with this is that, and you can see it with the pictures, the images, people are obviously pairing it up with the green walls and putting it in the forest areas and whatnots. Now, there's also another thing that I want to bring up to you. Duck has actually proceeded to try and turn this into a collection. We now have on the horizon potentially shipping container armor double door. So by default, we know how this usually works. If we do potentially see a deployable collection building up, every new deployable that gets accepted tends to cause all of the pre-existing deployables to go up in price. And we know that, you know, container doors do appear to be in demand. Things are looking pretty positive for the likes of the garage door. So now we do need to consider, right, will everything still be all right with it? Well, you know, we now need to potentially figure out some, you know, bad things. Garage doors, how many have we had so far this year? Last year, in total, we had 14 for 2022. So far this year, including the 2 that are given away for free, we've had 12. We've had 12 garage doors so far this year, and I do believe we're getting another one. Let's just go over to here, Bellum. Bellum starts on the 11th of June, and yeah, we're getting another garage door given away for free. By the way, looks awesome. Get a look at that. Get a look at that. Come on. Very nice. Very nice. So, yeah, we're going to have 13. And we're only halfway through the year. We're only halfway through the year. Oh, no. So, yeah, garage doors are all the rage. And if we keep seeing more and more and more garage doors being accepted, this is going to be effective, isn't it? But there's only so many garage doors that can do the things that this can do. And quite literally, it's this one. But this selling at $2.89 at the moment, and it's currently in the positive. But to be able to utilise this properly, you need to go ahead and buy the rug in the same collection that's worth about $15. And with this, if you want to utilise this to the best, you need to go buy that building skin that's worth $15. So these two are kind of neck and neck with each other. Anyway, the main point I want to get across is I think we're going to potentially see this suffer at some point in the future. You know, we are potentially going to see the likes of the 75% discount appear today, tomorrow, or the day after for the sticker capsules, maybe next week. But we also should be prepared that in around October time, so towards the very end of October, early November, you tend to see lots of skins, rust skins, hit rock bottom. So, yes, right here. In the long term, will things work out very nicely for it? In terms of its aesthetic, its theme and whatnot, I think a lot of people will appreciate it. And as time goes on, because don't forget, that shipping container building skin is evergreen. It's going to be there forever. It's a permanent skin that's always going to be in the Rust store. I think this is going to gradually, slowly, just steadily stay around $2.49. Maybe it'll go a little bit below. Maybe it'll go a little bit above. But I'm pretty sure it's going to just yo-yo all the time. So, yeah. The 40,000 sales I mainly attribute to genuine demand. We can also just take a look at here. Now, I click this. Do we see any excessive purchases here? I don't. I don't see any excessive purchases here. If it's really ridiculous, you tend to see it. Remember whiteout boots? How we had a few people of well over 1,000. Not seeing anything ridiculous here. So, I think we're okay. I think we can just go ahead with the buy orders today. This being the first abnormal skin. I'm probably going to sit here and say, if you want to play it safe, maybe go $1.30. If you want to play it a little bit more aggressive, go up to $2. Yeah, $2. You could go even higher than that. But the main thing is, I think it's going to slightly go below its Rust store price at some point. Because, yeah, that is a lot of sales. And we're only just kind of approaching this now, saying 40,000 is the new a lot amount. So I am going to sit here and say, if you just want to play it safe, stick with $1.30. If you want to try your best, see what happens, push it up to $2. Let's see what happens. I do think this will progressively go up in price in the future. Unless we do see other options, you know, potentially taking up the slots that might be good for the container, shipping container. Because, yeah, this is good for green, but only green, and you never know what might appear in the future. So maybe we'll see a red or a blue or a green one. Yeah. But then again, you know, as I said, this might turn into a collection as well. So, yeah. We're seeing far too many garage doors being accepted this year, but maybe this just won't care. So, $1.30 to $2, the decision is up to you. Moving on. Now we have the No Mercy crate. And I foresaw this. I looked at this, I looked at all of that, and I thought, you know what? It's very likely these three skins will be taking up all of the attention this week, and they're going to probably be vulnerable to oversaturation. I did say that. Predictions video, yep. This right here, I said, you know what? I don't think this is going to go up in price insanely in the future, but this is definitely going to be the skin that's going to retain its value probably the best. As in, it's not going to really go up in price that much, it's not going to go down in price that much. It's going to be steady. It's going to be fairly balanced. So, it's done 23,000 sales. You know what? That's not too bad. That's totally fine. As I have said many times, it is part of the most established collection in the game. No Mercy collection has the most accepted skins. So, it's got a home, goes rather nicely with all of the other No Mercy stuff, of course with the deplorables and whatnot. Does actually look good. I mean, look at that. That's a very nice design. I know Mr. Bad Trip actually sells like mouse pads of this design. So, you know. People like it, people appreciate it, people respect it. I think this will be gradually going up in price in the future. I reckon we might want to do potentially, you know, maybe push it. I honestly could sit and say $1.50 and $2. Yeah, it's the $2 mark again, but if it ever were to suffer a bit, $2 probably will be the okay option. It's aggressive, but I would happily buy them at $2, hold out until the end of the year, and sell them for potentially their maximum price, because I feel like that's a perfectly fine thing. As I said, it's probably the best thing that's going to retain its value. It's probably, at worst, probably going to go down to $2, and maybe at its best, it'll probably just go over $3. Maybe more. We don't know. Again, if we didn't have all of these skins this week, would this have been the skin that to have sold over 30,000? Probably, yeah, probably. But these took up a lot of the attention this week. This likely got affected by it. But again, 23,000 sales is still good. What I'm saying is, because this only got 23,000 sales, maybe it's a sign of not too many people bought these in excess. And you know what? We'll go take a look. Let's see if we can see if there's any ridiculous amount of sales here anywhere. And, well, you got one, but other than that, yeah, it's fine. So, yeah, should be right. Should be right. A perfectly fine skin to retain your Steam funds. So, yeah, $1.50 to $2. What are you going to do? It's up to you. Moving on, we have the high quality metal SAR. So high quality metal has been getting a skin accepted every week, it seems. This was manipulated like very quickly. I can quickly just show this to you. I've already mentioned it before. I'll mention it again. So this is just slightly above $3. Yep. And yeah, the day it became marketable, someone went and bought out all of the stock. And then he didn't for a while. People sold their stuff at a lower price. He came back, bought out more stock. And then he stopped after that. And then gradually it's just steadily going down in price. So if you're thinking, oh, the AR did immediately good, well, it's mainly because one person jumped in and bought out a ton of stock. So, yeah. Will the same thing happen to the likes of this high-quality metal SAR? Maybe. But the one thing I do want to get across is, you buying some now or doing a buy order now doesn't mean you're going to be able to sell this instantly at those high prices if it does appear immediately again. So basically, we've got 15,000 sales so far. Probably going to end up with maybe around 16,000 sales. Look at all of the other SAR skins that have come out so far this year. Get a good look at that. And yeah. They're not doing too well at the moment, are they? Down 44, down 47, down 38, down 30, down 38, down 16. But the Arctic Skull SAR is a budget option of the comic SAR, so that's still holding up its value. Yeah. It's weird, because like when you look at last year's skins, quite a lot of them are in the positive now. That very likely could happen with next year. These all might go up in price. Could happen. But yeah, everyone, okay, this is no dig at you, Mr. Diaz, but every time I take a look at this, and I have someone in my chat looking as well, they always say they don't like this. I can understand the idea, the design, the approach. I'm respectful of what it is, but I keep getting people turning up and saying they don't like it. So, I don't know. It's odd. Face Punch likes it. Face Punch keeps accepting it, so that's what matters. But, yeah. This doesn't seem to be getting much love, this set. And we do know there's a Thompson on the horizon. There is a Thompson on the horizon. Maybe that gets accepted this week as well. But, yeah, no helpful colour sight. Alright, so, honestly, with this, $1 to maybe $1.50. Even then, I don't think I'm going to do that much. Maybe 90 cents to $1.30. 90 cents to $1.30 is probably what I'm going to do. Yep, I'm going to do 90 cents to $1.30. I'll be happy with that. And we'll see what happens from there. Because maybe the guy that bought out all of the AKs will probably jump in and buy out all of these as well. That's not something I want to rely on, but we'll move on. Now we've got the primitive crate right here, and with the very low sales that we see, I am probably going to put that mainly towards the fact that people just don't really care for this that much. Not too long ago, we had the toolbox, didn't we? And wow, that's doing great, isn't it? 19,000 sales, and it's already down by 20%. That's not good. That is not good at all. So, a bit of a problem. Yes. What are we going to say now? So, basically, with a lot less sales, the first thing that we will bring up is, yeah, there were some skins that took up a lot of the attention this week. But do people look at this? And I will point out, it's not. You can't see through it. The black spacing there you see is just black. I mean, are people going to look at that in their base and think, yep, that looks awesome. That's what I need. I can understand role players probably. Yep, the role players might like it. But I'm just not really getting the idea that this is going to be doing all right. The low sales really do give quite a message. Like, it paints a picture, basically. I don't think people care too much about them. But you never know. Maybe a YouTuber uses it in the future and suddenly everybody wants it. Typical. But anyway, this is abnormal. We need to figure out a price. What are we going to offer to that? With it being a $2 skin, let's go take a look at the cheapest one so far, because I will point this out, and I've said it many times in the past, especially with all the recent small box skins that we've had. All of the small boxes, at some point, post-Christmas time, will all be in the positive. That happened this year. I've seen it happen before last year as well. with the next post-Christmas, I kind of wouldn't be surprised if it potentially just by default ends up at slightly above $2. And yeah, you're correct, Mr. Meta. It does look fairly similar to the likes of the default storage. So yeah. Anyway, that's the cheapest one right there, $1. So maybe 80 cents to $1.20. Yeah, 80 cents to $1.20 should be fine. If you're gonna be a bit more aggressive, it's up to you. That's your choice. But for me, I'm not super confident in it, and I'd rather play it a little bit safer. That is my answer. Okay, cool. So that's all of the abnormals out of the way. Now, here comes the tricky part. The regular skins. Pirate tier 3. Okay, so let's just hop over to here. I'm sure you've seen my Rust Workshop skin checks. The link right there, of course, in the description is going to show you all of the newest skins. Because Pirate Hoodie and Pants, of course, appeared right there. And I thought, you know what, that's got a pretty decent chance of being accepted next week. But guess what? A whole bunch of competition appeared. During the same batch of skins that we saw being submitted over the weekend, we also had Reptile Hunter Tier 2, Pixel Tier 3, we had Flashbacks getting Hoodie and Pants, the exact same colour as Forest Raiders. But then, funnily enough, we've got Forest Raiders Hide Shirt and Pants. Forest Raiders is getting a full primitive set, and you can see it right there. Poncho, bandana, burlap shoes, and there's also a deer skull mask without the deer skull, which you can see right there. So they removed the actual whole bone bit, so it's just like a big hood. So, yep, that's something. And then we got burlap blackout. So there are a lot of potential candidates for next week, or tomorrow, or the week after next week, that are going to be chasing and fighting for a spot in the Rust store as the clothing and armor spot, the space, whatever you might name it. So this might not be guaranteed to be accepted, and that is something that is of great concern. And I tried my best to talk about everything that I could in terms of the context when I talked about the Pirate Collection in this video. Thank you to everyone that watched that. My desk is nice and dry. Don't worry about that. My desk is nice and dry. If you watched the video, I know what I'm talking about. So now we're looking at this. Face mask. It's going to go over 50,000 sales. Chest plate. Just comfortably over 40,000 sales. At the beginning of this video, I did sit here and say, you know what, 40,000 is the new 30,000. With more people playing now, we have to take into consideration there's going to be more people buying skins, blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. So I will sit there and say that pirate face mask is a bit excessive. It's unfortunate. Yeah, this is what happens when Face Punch puts down too cheap of a price. If we saw these selling at $2 each, they probably would have done about 30,000 sales each, but guess what? They still would have made more money, but no, they did that. So anyway, what we're going to do. Guys, this is what I'm personally going to do. I've got myself in a position where I can do some buy orders on these accounts again, these accounts that keep being exhausted. So basically, on this account, it's going to get to a point where I can't add any more money to it, and I can't do any more buy orders with it. It's done. It's basically just stuck. It's frozen in time. I'm going to use this to do a very good buy order on this, but also on another account, I'm also considering just buying some of these as well. And I'll see how it rolls out. I can afford a mistake. I know you can't. So I'm going to sit here and say maybe it's better off that you just stick with a buy order. And I will sit here and say if you really want to have a good chance in buying these, maybe go between 80 to 90 cents, maybe even higher. Maybe if you want to, you know. But to buy more of these could add to the problem of there being too many in circulation. But I am thinking that this is mainly, I mean, of course it is, fueled by genuine demand. And half the reason for that is because so many people clearly like this a little bit more than that. Nothing wrong with that. It's mainly because people really like the design of the skull face on the face mask. Budget punishment mask, tee-hee. But then again, you can dress up like Ghost from Call of Duty. So, interesting. Basically, I feel like 80 to 90 or 95 cents if you really want to. Get them for 5 cents cheaper. I am concerned about it being oversaturated. I am concerned about whether this potentially will be going down below its rust ore price. But I don't think it's going to be going that low. That's the thing. And when I look here, yep, you got a couple people here with a few hundred. You got a few people here with 70, 60, 60, 25. Guys, my main answer for these two skins is in the long term. In the long term, maybe post-Christmas or something around then, I do think it eventually will be going comfortably in the positive. And by default, we've already mentioned it, if we do see the hoodie pants and tier 2 being accepted, yes, by default, spike in demand, spike in price, both of them. Now, will they go far? Depends how many people might be unloading all of their stock onto the Steam market and creating walls and, you know, resistance and whatnot. I don't know. The funny thing is, we used the whiteout boots as an example, didn't we? And take a look at whiteout boots now. Notice anything different? Where did all the stock go? Where did all the stock go? It really does look like people do it on purpose, just to scare people like you into selling them to the highest buy order. Guess what? They probably also have the highest buy order. So don't be fooled. You might see a whole bunch of resistance on a skin, but it might be someone trying to force you to sell to there because you're panicky, you're worried, you think, oh no, I can't make a profit. I'll just sell to the highest buy order and take what I can. And then look what happened. Hardly any resistance. All the walls have disappeared. You still got 30 and 19 now and whatnot, but we had like thousands and hundreds, didn't we? They're all gone now. So do realise that some people are always trying to trick you. So maybe it's better off just to be a case of, let's just see how things roll out. Yeah, so I would sit here and say 80 cents to 95 cents. Yeah, screw it. There you go. That's the answer. So yeah, these are going to be very in demand, it seems. And there's going to be a lot of buy orders in them. And it's all a case of, well, we've got to sit around and wait until the actual rust ore rotates tomorrow. So don't forget, tomorrow I will be on stream starting at around 7 o'clock in the evening UK time. 7 o'clock in the evening UK time. I will be streaming and we're waiting for the rust ore rotation. And of course, when we see the rust ore rotate, we jump in, start refreshing the links to these all of the regular skins, and then we chase after them. So yeah, it's going to be a race. Of course it is. Okay, so now we're on to the Nuke double barrel shotgun, the Riot LR, and let's just do all of these weapons. So, gentlemen, these three skins by default, I look at them, and I'm going to be straight up honest with you. All three of these weapon skins that you see here, Nuke double barrel shotgun, the Riot LR 300, and of course the low poly Python, I'm going to sit here and say 70 cents, 90 cents. I just don't think there's that much demand for them. The only exception I have is the low poly Python. It has got very low sales, 6,500 so far. What do I always mention? The lowest selling skin of the week very likely is susceptible to manipulation at some point in the future. And yeah, it's happened a lot so far this year. It's happened to several skins, several low selling skins. So I mean, if you want to take a sneaky pop at it, buy 10 or something, or put down a fairly strong buy order on it, I kind of wouldn't be surprised if this randomly gets bought out and suddenly is selling at $10 at some point in the future. All because there's hardly any of these in circulation. 6,500 is not that much. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Then we got this. The Adobe Barricade. I've had a lot of people asking me about this. Hedge, should I buy it? My answer is, can you justify at least 3 reasons why you want to buy a barricade skin? Go. The only good one I heard was, well, it's Adobe. If I want to make a role player base with the Adobe building skin, I might want the barricade. Fair enough. That's an okay one. Okay. Can you tell me 2 more good ideas in regards to why you want to have a barricade skin? I'm waiting. Come on, tell me. If you can't justify it, why would you buy it? Do you see what I mean? So we got 10,000 plus sales of this Adobe Barricade. I've said it several times. I honestly thought barricades were discontinued, as in you weren't supposed to make skins for them anymore. And then that happened, and then it was accepted. So plug holes investment. I mean, okay, if you want to plug holes with an Adobe Barricade, fair enough. Go for it. I mean, sure. Is that going to work for every single base? No. Do you even need a skin for that? That's the thing. Do you even need a skin for that? I just don't feel very justified in the demand for it, and yeah. Oh, you might sit there and say, oh, but we don't have that many barricade skins. Surely this would be a profit. Well, I mean, this was the highest selling skin after 2 hours. Was it? I did my predictions video. I looked at it and I made a joke about that, didn't I? It's like after 2 or 3 hours, it's already the highest selling barricade skin. Because, yeah, hardly these... Yeah, the last one to come out was back in 2017, and that only did 241 sales. So, pixel shooting, you can place it with a pixel gap. Again, do you need a skin? Do you need the skin for that? Do you see what I mean? There's, Micro says barricades are unsupported but not outright banned or anything. It's just something we're not supposed to submit regularly. Well, where's my sandbag skin? Where's the one that's a hedge? Come on now. Skin creators, sandbag barricade. We've only got one skin. I'd like to see more. Come up with your most silliest of ideas. I don't know. Alright, anyway, moving on. So, this right here... I think I'm just going to probably do like one. I don't know. I just don't know. We very likely won't see another barricade skin being accepted for quite some time again, so... hey, it's Adobe themed, and as I said, I've said this last time with the likes of the Adobe sheet metal door and the storage. How are they doing at the moment? Holding up ever so slightly, ever so slightly. I did say as time goes on, more people very likely will be buying the Adobe building skin, and there's only so many of these, so, hey, maybe I'll just do 70 cents, 90 cents. Yeah, I'll probably just do that. I kind of get the feeling probably people just buy these out to make it seem it's more valuable than what it actually is. Now, that would be like a proper pump. But, I'm not feeling it. I don't feel confident in it. I can't justify good enough reasons, so 70 cents, 90 cents. And if I see at some point in the future I'm buying quite a lot of them and I'm the highest buy order, I'll just remove it. So, yeah. And that's that. Yep, that's all of the skins. Is it low quantity because nobody wants it? I'd say it's 50% because of that and 50% because this was taking up all of the attention. These 3 skins. All of the skins this week were affected by these 3 skins. They had most of the attention. People only have so much money. And, well, they probably looked at that, probably looked at that, probably looked at that, probably looked at that, and thought, you know what, this is probably going to be a better profit in the future. Because, yeah, pirate skins have been very successful and being accepted. Every single pirate submission, as of now, the hoodie and pants, have been accepted. Every single one. Y9J is very successful, so... Let's see what happens. Will the hoodie and pants be accepted? We'll find out potentially tomorrow, the next week, or the next week after that. And with that, gentlemen, it looks like we've covered pretty much everything. How's that front page looking? The front page is... oh, that's page 2. Here we are, page 1. And, yep, mostly white out. Not too surprised. All right, then, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and skip ahead. And, yeah, we'll do the abnormal buy orders. And then we'll take a look at the support. And, yeah, you understand the routine. All right, moving on. Let's go. Well, gentlemen, 10 seconds to go. Best of luck to all of you. It's time for another batch of abnormal buy orders. I'm starting off with the garage door. And here we go. Now, what price was I doing again? I said I've got to do like 1.1 maybe? I could do 1.1. I should have had the number ready, but oh well. Oh well. Oh well, there we go. And immediately there's 1,600 buy orders. I do love that. That's legitimately 100% a real human being doing that buy order. Yes, indeed. High quality metal, sir. 1, 2. Not you. Really? Alright, well, okay, that's life. Diddle-diddle-diddle. Higher, stronger buy order. I said I was going to do a buy order going up to about 1.6. That's $2. 85. Yep, and then over to here. What price did I say I was going to do for this? I think I was going to do the exact same thing, 1.66 and 55. Okay, cool. So that's a $2 buy order on both sides. And because the other skins still aren't yet appearing, let's just skip ahead and we'll talk about the buy order support afterwards. So. Okay, gentlemen, we're back. Almost 15 minutes past, and as you can see, some of these skins are having their prices tracked, but don't forget, don't bother with these prices right now. They only literally just became marketable. So, that means we're going to hop over to here and take a look at all of the buy-order support. Shipping container garage door has over 2,700 requests to buy. So this being a $2.49 skin, the buy orders looking pretty okay. They're going all the way up to here. Very nice. So, yeah, when I did my buy order on this, I had over 1,600 buy orders immediately. I am pretty sure those buy orders right there are 100% legitimate. Yep, 100%. So, a bit awkward, But, yep, the buy order build-up looking very strong all the way up to $2. Guys, honestly, it might even be a perfectly fine thing to buy, but then again, it's had for 40,000 plus sales already. Maybe we'll just leave it. Maybe we could just consider buying it on here. So, if you were to do the likes of maybe a $2.30 buy order, I wouldn't be surprised at all in the future if you managed to pick up some of these. So, consider that. You could buy these for 20 pennies cheaper instead of buying it for $2.49. So, that is an option. But yeah, with 40,000 plus sales, is everything going to work out all right for this? Is the demand actually going to be there? Is everything going to stay all right? Is it probably going to dip down in price a little bit? Is it going to go back up in price fairly easily? There is no guarantees, but we just got to keep an eye on it, monitor it, see what happens afterwards. It does have a home. It's going to get paired up with the shipping container building skin a lot. So, yeah, that is the idea. And there was one mention earlier that we didn't really bring up. There is a bit of a bug with the shipping container sheet metal skin. Apparently, it has slightly more space, so you can fit more stuff in it. There's some YouTube videos already talking about that, so go give that a quick watch. Yeah, it's a bit of an exploit. Pay to win, I guess you could say. Anyway, moving on. So, this looks fairly strong. Yeah, okay. So, if you want to hop in and do like a $2.30 or 40 buy order, if you definitely want to pick some of these up at a cheaper price, the availability is right there in front of you. Now we're going to move on to talking about the likes of the No Mercy crate. This is also a $2.49 skin, and the buy orders, well, they're just as good, as we can see here. Scrolling all the way up to $2. Yes, it's got less buy orders, but it's pretty much the exact same build-up. It just doesn't have that random 1,200 buy order. So, yep, this looks to be in a fairly similar position, and as I said, this has got like 25,000 sales. Not surprised by that. Looking at it, perfectly fine, in demand, nice looking set. So, No Mercy crate, I feel like will be holding up its value pretty alright over the course of this, from here on now. Will it really go that far? I don't know, but will it really go down that much? I don't think so. I think with what we see here, everything's looking to be fine. So, if you really needed to spend some money, you're desperate to spend some money. Like you're forced to spend some money, but you also want to make sure you get your money back at some point in the future. This will probably be the skin. But at the moment, with it being $2.49 skin, you could just probably put down a $2.30 buy order, and again, you could most likely buy these at some point. Wouldn't be surprising whatsoever. So yeah, this is looking to be a-okay. Moving on, we have the likes of the high quality metal SAR. This is what, $2.49? Let's just quickly refresh my brain. It is $2.49. Oh dear. Oh dear. So over 1,000 requests to buy, but none of them really want to go that high up. That is a little bit awkward. Just a little bit awkward. So that is the position this is in. All the way up to here. Yeah, okay, so guys, maybe it gets bought out immediately like the AK. Is that really worth... Is it really a smart thing to chase after or hope for? Not really. So let's see if that probably gets a decent amount of extra buy orders over the course of maybe the next 16 or so hours. Yeah, alright, so we'll move on. Primitive crate, 984 buy orders, $2 skin, buy orders going all the way up to $1.20, and that is it. Yep, the demand just wasn't really there. Maybe with it having such a low quantity, it's probably have hardly any quantity on the Steam market, and by default, it'll probably be a profit because of it. But I wouldn't really bet on that either. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be holding its value quite clearly because, well, buy orders nowhere near $2. So, bit awkward, but that is the way that it is. So, goodbye, and we're going to go back over to here. So yes, tomorrow, Rust or rotation. I don't expect it to be early. Last week we had an update coming. This week we don't. So Yeah. It's probably going to end up being around 8 o'clock in the evening UK time. I repeat, 8 o'clock in the evening UK time. To be more specific, for me, it's probably going to happen in about just under 19 hours from now. So that's for you, chat. 19 hours from now. And yeah, that's basically it. So don't forget, please don't forget, keep an eye on the likes of the collections. So tomorrow we have all of these skins in contention. This is TGG's top picks for week 2. I couldn't find it yesterday, but now it's here right in front of all of you. So which of these skins do you reckon potentially might be picked for tomorrow? Get a good look. I'll be honest with you, based on from what I can see, if I just... Oh, actually, first of all, there is a bit of a joke. For some reason, we only see M249s being accepted for each of the seasons. We had our Toxic Wolf accepted for spring. Maybe the Redemption M249s accepted for tomorrow for the summer. Oh, yes, for June. You got your Sarnana there. You've got Tier 3 skin there. Yep. Bare Bones was a very nice looking crossbow, but oh, Duck Rock. Glacial Visage made a return. That looks nice. Pineapple. We'll move up. Because honestly, in terms of the clothing and armour, there isn't anything really here that makes me jump out my seat. I mean, it's nice to see Tiger Crown making a return after a long hiatus. JPEG gloves and boots, maybe. I think Frog cosplay is uncontested. I think that's pretty much got a fairly decent chance of being accepted tomorrow. However, let's not rule out there's probably a fairly decent chance that some skins might be picked as an early pick. And what do I mean? Well, if you saw my Rust Workshop skin checks video, which we'll show you right here. So if you go here, the link is right there. So yep, this is it. And of course, throughout this video, we go through all the skins. The link to my collection is right here, which is this, of course. So if you scroll all the way down, I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially might see one of these clothing or armor skins being picked as an early pick. I mean, guys, Blackout Burlap, Forest Raider Hide, pants and shirt, yeah. Flashbacks, hoodie and pants, which is the exact same green color as Forest Raiders. Pirate hoodie and pants, I don't need to talk about that anymore, do I? Reptile Hunter Tier 2 or Pixel Tier 3. These will be likely being in... They will likely be in TGG's top picks next week. I mean, it's pretty much a guarantee. But they could be early picks for tomorrow. And I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. Maybe we'll get immediately the new pirate stuff. Maybe we'll immediately get the Reptile Hunter. Maybe Facepunch loves Pixel stuff so much that they immediately grab it and throw it onto the Steam Rust store. So there are no guarantees. You never know. But it is looking interesting. It is looking very interesting. So will we see the likes of Frog Cosplay being complete? Or will some of the other skins collections that we just saw potentially continue or finish? Only time will tell, chat. Only time will tell. So, yes. Yep. And don't forget, this Sunday, yes, this Sunday on the 11th of June, we have Twitch drops. Scroll down, what do we see? 15 skins, all by Spanish streamers. So, yep, this is the 2 generic drops. Then we've got 13 streamers to keep an eye out for with a lovely batch of skins, which we can see right, not here, well, that's one of them. Yep, Bellum. And I'm actually going to go ahead and make a video showing off all of these skins, but you can get a good glimpse of all of this. So, yep. There is a Spanish event starting this Sunday, and it's going to end the next Saturday, the 11th of June to the 17th of June. So watch those streamers when you can. Sounds good? So it's going to be a fun race for these tomorrow. Let's see how that turns out. Best of luck to all of you. Have a lovely sleep. Have a lovely Wednesday evening or Thursday day. And I'll see you tomorrow for the Rust or Rotation stream if you want to turn up. And if you need the link for that, look in the description for my Twitch link. Catch you all later. See you and goodbye. Best of luck and bye. Don't forget, I don't expect it to be early. I reckon it'll be about 8 o'clock in the evening UK time. So, yeah, bye.